Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind when we rewind.
What is up, guys? So listen, let's go ahead and get into this. Kandi was on Watch What Happens Live. And so, I mean, most people would probably be foolish to think that she doesn't have any association with the network at all anymore, simply because she is no longer on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And there have also been the stories about she was fired. I never believed that, but I did believe that she wasn't offered what she was hoping or feeling she deserves money-wise to come back, and also because of the time that they were holding out for, she just decided, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. But her daughter is on a Bravo show, so if anyone thinks that she doesn't have any type of connection with them anymore, and her daughter is actually on a Bravo show, not a Real Housewives show, a Bravo show, then you're sadly mistaken. So yeah, Phaedra may be back, and she's saying that she already secured her contract for next season. It doesn't mean that they don't have anything to do with Kandi anymore. And that's just par for the course. It's business. But she was on Watch What Happens Live and an announcement was made, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get into this. All right, so let's go ahead and share this screen and we're going to go ahead and get into what was announced.
During our BravoCon live shows in Las Vegas this November at the Bravos, Kandi Burruss is the next recipient of the illustrious Wifetime Achievement Award, recognizing her incredible run on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You can go to BravoCon2025.com for tickets if you want to see that happen. Kandi, congratulations. What a great run you had. And I'm so happy that we get to really honor you in a really great way at the Bravos this year.
I appreciate that. I'm super excited about it. When I was like, wait a minute, y'all picking me? What?
Yeah, they are. And somebody said before Nene Leakes is crazy. This is wow. Well, here's the thing, guys. It's no shade towards Nene. Obviously, she's going to say it until the end of time that she was the first casted on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She helped the other ladies to be casted or to be even considered. And while all of those things may be true, she had a falling out with the network. And even though I feel like they're kind of slightly cracking the door open for her in terms of the network, maybe not so much the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she filed a lawsuit against them. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it's fair, but it's business. And that's just not the way it works. So it may not seem fair, but this so-called Lifetime Achievement Award, which is something they made up, let's be clear about that. But Kandi was on from season 2 until season 15. She had the longest run. She wasn't the first, but she has been the longest, running consistently from the season she started until the season that she was no longer on. Nene has had breaks. There was a season where she was like a friend, not so much really, but it's, yeah. So this is something that they decided to give to her, and they can't take it away from her. Even if you don't like Kandi, I ain't saying that she's my favorite person either. I don't hate the woman, but it just is what it is.
But I really do appreciate it. I feel like I put a lot of time in.
You did, and we want to recognize that. And here is the gay shark to celebrate. Come on, stand up, everybody. Congratulations, Kandi.
That's weird. The gay shark. I'm sure that's an Andy Cohen creation. So yeah, Andy Cohen announced on Watch What Happens Live, Kandi Burruss will be the next housewife to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award at BravoCon for her contributions to hashtag RHOA. Well, take it or leave it, hate it or love it. It is what it is. And she still has a relationship with the network. Yeah, she's going to be at BravoCon. Obviously, she's getting the award, the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I don't believe that Nene is invited. I don't think Nene has ever been to a BravoCon at this point in time. So to think that they would hold off on honoring a Real Housewife of Atlanta with a Lifetime Achievement Award, waiting until the smoke has cleared for Nene to be presented back into the spotlight, for them to present her with the award. It's crazy if people thought that that is something that would happen. This person said, Kandi deserves it. She kept a great relationship with the network, brought good TV, and she's a wife. Open relationship or not. I'm just kidding. Anyway, someone said you have to be on CRACK to think someone that sued a network would be honored. Y'all are so slow. And that's what I was saying, guys. I just don't know why people would think that they would owe that to Nene because she was the first. She definitely made a lot of contributions. She was the one that had the idea for them to do reunions. Unfortunately, it's not something that she coined. So they have upped the ante with it. They have made it into a full on production. When you look at the first reunion, it was on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And they pretty much, most of them showed up with, jeans and t-shirts. Sorry, it wasn't that casual, but you look at the reunion from the first season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta to what they're doing now, it's a full-on production, guys. It's not the same. So yeah, they've made it into something of their own. But you guys let me know if you think that Kandi deserves it. Do you feel like this is their way of petting the house puppy? And I'm not trying to, you know, I'm really not trying to be shady with that. But is this their way of like petting the house puppy to say, don't be mad because we brought, we brought another puppy into the house that you may not particularly care for, which is Phaedra. I want to know what you guys think, so please let me know your thoughts in the comments. And speaking of thoughts, guys, so Peter Thomas, Cynthia Bailey's ex-husband, he was on the Nene Leakes show. He was interviewed over there, and he had some things that he had to share about his ex-wife Cynthia. So let's just go ahead and get into this.
Remember when Portia was having the divorce with Cordell?
Yeah.
I had to talk Cordell into doing a scene with me and tell his story, his side. Because if you don't tell your side, whatever the fuck happened last is what everybody's going to see, and that's what they're going to hold on to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course. There's a disparity there. And to me, the only reason why I came back and did the reunion when I did is because I wanted people to know why we didn't work. Mm-hmm. We didn't work because she didn't have my back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I said that when I walked off to the reunion. Yeah. Like, if this nigga had my back, we would have been incredible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was it for me. I get to have, sit. And I built up my social media at that time where I'm talking to 1 million people. Mm-hmm. So it didn't care what Bravo was trying to edit. Right. I would go on my social media immediately and tell them the real deal. Mm-hmm. They hated that shit. Mm-hmm. Remember when
So, oh my God, what is he talking about? None of us obviously were in their marriage, were in their home, definitely was not in the bedroom. But the business that we saw on the show, it looked like she had his back from before they even walked down the aisle and got married. So to say that Cynthia didn't have his back, if I have to take sides based on what I saw, I have to take Cynthia's side and have her back. Because, sir, you had this woman bussing tables, serving plates in her heels and in her dress in that first season that they came on the show without one of her signature wigs on, okay? Up until Uptown Supper Club or whatever it was called was shut down. He shut it down without telling her about it. And she invested in it. And she was stressing about the wedding. They didn't even have wedding bands. It was all of these financial struggles. He invested into her, well, she invested into his other businesses, the whatever, what was it? Bar One, the first Bar One. She invested into that. He was not really that supportive of her, I feel, when it came to the emotional support. He definitely wasn't financially supportive because she did what she did with the Bailey modeling agency on her own. And she helped him out a lot financially, put her name on the line, and all of those different things, right? And I believe Cynthia really loved him. How much more? How much more could she have his back? Answer that for me, guys, because I don't really know what he's talking about. I didn't watch the full interview, so I don't know if he gave explicit and specific details as to what she did or did not do to have his back. But I'm sorry. That sounds very egotistical, just very like throwing her under the bus, and possibly mad because she's moved on and she got a little young tenderoni as her boyfriend right now. I don't know. This just doesn't make any sense to me. Let's get into some of these comments. Let's see. Child, and you were constantly spending her money opening venues and they were closed down without informing her of what was going on. Her money had your back. And then to top it off, you went to another state, opened a venue, and was cheating in the new spot, allegedly. Man, bye. Now, I don't know about the cheating thing, and I never heard Cynthia say anything about that. But I also do remember there was a scene on one of those seasons where he took her to a spot and then he just said, "Yeah, this is going to be my new coffee shop. It's called Peter's Brew." And she was so shocked. I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" So, yeah, he would do things, invest in things without telling her about it, just wanting her to go along with the flow. I cannot tell you how stressful that just sounded, and let alone to be in that. Mm-mm. Still no accountability. This guy is unbelievable. Cynthia seriously dodged a bullet. You literally were spending up that woman's money on bad business ventures, on top of it, ruining her credit. You were cheating, and still Miss Bailey remains classy and never blasted you. This is the thanks she gets. Sir, how were you two going to be incredible when you were in so much debt? You were not paying your employees or your taxes. Cynthia did the right thing to run as fast as she could away from you. She didn't have your back, but somehow you had your hands in her wallet. And look, guys, he's about to be checking himself in soon to federal pen for his, tax situation. I don't wish nothing like that on anybody, but prior to this going down, one of his former employees, I believe she was a manager, she was interviewed on Tasha K's app and then it was released on the YouTube channel. And that woman laid out a lot, okay? And just based on the things that she was saying, I can't even imagine how he could get out here and talk about Cynthia not having his back. Because if anything, she definitely had you covered, tried to cover you as much as she possibly could. And there were some things that were out of her control. And she was just like, you know what? I can't do this no more. So, yeah, I'm not here for him trying to throw her under the bus to say that she didn't have his back, because she had his front, back, sides, center, top of his head, soles of his feet, and definitely his bank accounts. Okay. That's just not cool. And I mean, Nene, she's doing what she's doing, which is interviewing him. But she has been friendly with him over the years. I did not watch the full interview, so I really don't know how it went down. If you watch the full interview, you let me know what you think. I may check it out later when I get some time. But yeah, I just wanted to share those things with you guys. What do you think about Kandi getting the Wifetime Achievement Award, especially in light of Phaedra securing her peach for about, I don't know, 10 minutes on this season 16, but did confirm she's coming back for season 17. Do you think they'll run into each other at BravoCon? And also, what do you think about Peter blaming Cynthia for the marriage eventually coming to an end? And also him saying she didn't have his back. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.